Here with women's tennis coach Jeff Halberg. Coach, a little lull for you, so to speak, on the women's side. You haven't played since last Saturday against St. Thomas. Let's try and catch up a little bit on the women's squad and the season thus far. Are you happy with what you've seen heading to this point, which really is a little past the midway point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're still above 500, and the ladies have played some really good tennis. We knew going into the season, we knew that this was going to be a challenging season for us. Our squad is talented, but we're kind of young. We just had some things to learn, basically, and that has happened. I mean, I'm really pleased with the progress we're making. But it's one of those things where it's kind of the school of hard knocks. You'll have to learn the hard way sometimes. And the ladies have some challenging matches coming up to finish up the season. But I'm really confident about results-wise. I'm not that worried. It's more it's the learning process and building this squad for the future years too. So, and I feel really good about it. I mean, we really only have one senior in the team, so the learning that's going on is going to help us not only at the end of this season, but going into the following season. So.
You talk about that youth. Even coming into next year, you're still going to be young, as your veterans, so to speak, are really still sophomores, and I know Katie's a junior, so you've got a lot of youth on this team. Are they progressing about the way you'd like them to?
Yeah, in some ways they're actually going even faster. I mean, there's really been some progress in doubles, and just more confidence in the singles too. For instance, Megan Vandenberg and Haley Jorgensen, they have had to really step forward and play at a higher, higher in the team, and they really responded well. They worked very hard on their games in the off season. I think everybody really kind of helped incorporate Ashley Zayed into the team because she's, at first she was the only freshman. Of course, now we've had Cheyenne Bauer join us as well, which is great. But Ashley had to jump right in, and she's been starting from day one. But she's done a lot of learning, and she's got a lot of support with the players because, in this conference, you can't hide. I mean, you have to just go out there and play. And obviously, with the match we played against St. Thomas, I mean, they were incredibly deep. They literally had two starters from last year's team who can't make their starting lineup anymore because they got such an incredible group in. So it's probably going to be a three-way race, I think, at the top between Carleton, Gustavus, and St. Thomas. Really, there's nothing between them, and but it's a great lesson for us. We saw what the challenge is, and the great thing is the players have just had a great attitude about it. They're not worrying too much about the short-term results. Instead, they're looking at the long-term and how to progress.
And you've got Macalester this Saturday on the road up at the U of M Baseline Tennis Center, and then you get a little bit of a break. You have a week there where you don't compete. Probably a nice time to just, because you guys have been going at it, pretty hard. Talk a little bit about Saturday and the match against Macalester.
Well, we were able to knock off Macalester last year in a very, very tight match. I mean, they're every bit as good this year. So honestly, it's just you flip a coin. I mean, I feel good about our chances because I think we've been preparing well, and we're ready to compete and challenge for that, and hopefully get that match again. But Macalester, it's a home match for them, and they'll be desperate to make up for last year. So it'll be a great match.
1:30 up at the Baseline Tennis Center in Minneapolis against Macalester. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.